Hi, my name is Jason Frazier, and this workshop is called Finding Your Future. So a few months ago, I was laid off when my giant company was acquired by a different giant company. So here I am today. I'm the co-author of this book, Farther, Faster, and Far Less Drama. It offers 4 leadership motions that you can use to break through stuck points and make progress, either alone, with a team, with your family, or in your community. If you're here, chances are you've been laid off too, or you're looking to explore something new in your career, and I'm here to help. This is not a workshop about writing resumes or cover letters. I can't help you SEO your LinkedIn page. We're here to do 3 things. Stay healthy, sketch out the things that matter to us in a job, and figure out who we should talk with to help us make progress. So each section of this workshop has multiple prompts for brainstorming, and then you're going to do some filtering to make sure that you leave each section with some specific actions that you can take. You're going to need a few pieces of paper and a pen. And if you have Post-it notes and Sharpies, that's great. It makes things a bit easier, but no problem if you don't. So getting laid off sucks. It injects instability into your life in an already chaotic world. It causes all kinds of feelings from fear and shame to elation and joy, and they all swirl up together, making it difficult for us to find our feet and move forward. In order to make progress, we have to take care of ourselves. My friend Christina Wallace says, self-care is an obligation, not a reward. Self-care keeps us fit and ready. So we're going to take a few minutes to make sure that we're taking good care of ourselves. So the first prompt is, I want you to take 3 minutes in silence to write down as many ideas as possible in answer to this question. Okay, try to come up with at least 10 things. What can you do to make this moment, this day, this week, just a little bit better? Think things like take a walk, put on comfy socks, have a hot chocolate, have a cold tea. It's really hot here today. Invest in your loved ones, go surfing. Like, think about these things. What can you do to make this moment, this day, this week, just a little bit better? I want you to pause the video now and set a timer for 3 minutes. Come back after you've done this first step, okay? Pause. Okay, I'm back. I hope you've come up with some ideas. And now that you've generated a bunch of ideas, I want you to take 1 minute to circle if you're working on a single sheet of paper, or pull aside if you're using Post-it notes, the ideas that you're more likely to actually do. Okay, I want you to have at least 3 things that you're going to do this week to make life just a little bit better. So pause here for about 1 minute and then come back. Okay, pause. Okay, you should have chosen 3 things now. I gotta say, reducing your cortisol level by engaging with something that you love makes it easier to take care of business. Okay, and speaking of, that's our second prompt. Now I want you to take 3 minutes to write down as many ideas as possible in answer to this question. What do you need to ensure you're taken care of so your life doesn't devolve, right? We're talking about keeping the wheels on here. Ideas like pay bills, go grocery shopping, clean the toilet, do all your post-layoff administrative junk like filing for new health insurance and things like that, right? These are the kinds of things that we're talking about here, all right? So pause the video, set a timer for yourself for 3 minutes, and come back after you've done this step, all right? Pause. All right, after generation, again, pause the video for 1 minute now and identify the most pressing things. These are the things that are really critical, okay? Circle those if you're on regular paper, or pull them aside if you're using Post-its, and turn that into a to-do list, all right? So pause for 1 minute. All right, now that we've generated these ideas, it's time for us to reflect for a minute. In a live workshop, I usually prompt this discussion with questions like, what ideas came up that surprised you? Or how are you thinking about taking care of yourself? Was it something you had considered before coming to this workshop? Take a minute and think about these questions, okay? So pause again for a minute. All right, moving on to section 2. We want you to find the best possible future. And that means finding a job that gives you the most of what you love and the least of what you hate. So let's take a minute to be explicit about those things. The first prompt is, we're going to take 3 minutes again to write down at least 10 things that you loved about your experience in a previous job. And we're looking for actual experiences here, not hypothetical things that you think you would love about a future job, but qualities or experiences that you have actually had, like a boss who saw your potential, or kind coworkers, or really great compensation for the level of work, things like that, okay? So pause the video, set a timer for 3 minutes, come back when you've got these ideas. Pause. Okay, next is our self-edit. Here I'm going to have you pause the video again and take 1 minute to highlight the things that gave you the most joy, or the things that would be a deal breaker for you if they were not part of your future work life. Okay, pause and think about these things. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the opposite stuff. The second prompt here is we're going to take 3 minutes to identify at least 10 things that you disliked about a previous work experience. It's helpful here to focus on qualities or sort of broad experiences rather than like specific people. So you might never want to work with Jim or Sheila again, but it's more helpful to think about their qualities than their names. You know, were they imperious or backstabby people? Like, what were the qualities that made it so that you don't want to work with those people again? All right. So 10 things that you disliked in a previous work experience. Pause, set a timer for 3 minutes, and go. All right, as always, we're going to take 1 minute to self-edit this stuff. So you're going to pause the video for a minute again, and you're going to either circle or pull out the ideas that you never want to experience again. Again, we're talking about deal breakers, the stuff that you absolutely will not tolerate in a future job. All right, take 1 minute, separate those ideas out, either by circling or moving them to the side. Go. All right, we're going to take another minute to pause and reflect here now. Did you notice anything interesting about your deal breakers? How can you assess whether a prospective job either has the qualities that you care about or doesn't have the pitfalls that you never want to see again? Take a couple minutes to think about this. So pause here, take as much time as you need. Come back for section 3. All right, section 3. In this section, we're going to think about who you know or who you're connected to, who might be able to give you guidance or solace, someone who cares about the same sorts of things that you care about, or who works in roles that could embody the qualities that you want. So take 3 minutes to come up with as many ideas as possible in answer to this prompt. Who do you know who can help you either define or refine your vision, help you find direction, or make connections for you? Who should you be talking with? Okay, pause the video, set a timer for 3 minutes, come back when you're ready. Go. All right, for the self-edit this time, let's take 1 minute to identify 3 people from this set. 3 people who you're going to reach out to this week, all right? From this list, which are the people you should be talking to first? Pause here, give yourself 1 minute, circle those names, okay? Okay, this is our last reflection now. How were you thinking about the people that you want to talk with? What qualities were you looking for in those people? Are there other angles to think about that might lead you to different people? For example, maybe you were thinking about people in related job fields. You could consider talking to people in unrelated fields, but who know you well as a person. Okay, so think about that stuff. Take a couple minutes, come back when you're ready. All right, now that you know who you want to talk with, how will you communicate what you're looking for? Resumes tell people where we're coming from, but they don't say where we're going. How will you help people understand where you're headed? Okay, I want you to take this as homework now. So now that you know who you want to talk with, how will you communicate what you're looking for? And there's a second piece of homework here, and that is what kinds of jobs will give you the qualities that you're looking for? Are there broad areas that are more likely to have more of what you want and less of what you don't? Think about that. Think about kinds of jobs. And finally, we have a third homework, and that is track your wins and celebrate every Friday. This is a very difficult time, and you're going to experience a lot of rejection. You're going to get ghosted. Like most of the time, you're going to send out resumes and never hear a thing back. So it's really important to focus on the things that are really positive. So think about, how many people did I talk with this week? How many new introductions did I get to people this week? What interesting and lovely conversations did I get to have? How many jobs did I apply to? How many of them how many of them was I excited about? Think about those things that are really markers of progress for you or that make you feel good. And remember, you have to take the time to take care of yourself. So you can include in your wins things like, I went surfing on Wednesday, or I spent time putting together a puzzle with my kids, or things like that. These are wins too. And it's really important to celebrate these things and truly appreciate them. All right. So that's it. Thanks for giving it a shot. I hope it was helpful for you. If you would like me to run this workshop live, I'm happy to make time if you can pull together a group of 10 or more people. Otherwise, feel free to run it yourself and adapt it as you see fit. I've actually published the full script of this on LinkedIn somewhere, so you can run it and change it as you want. The intention here is just to give people some actionable starting points and to remind them to stay healthy, right? Getting laid off is really kind of shitty. And hopefully this makes it just a little bit easier to cope with. So I don't have a tip jar, but I do have a book. And based on the reviews, it's actually pretty good. So you might find this book helpful in your future finding efforts. So please check out the book, follow me or my wife and co-author Janice on LinkedIn, and reach out if you need help with anything, or if I can run a workshop or a similar workshop for you or friends of yours, let me know. So good luck to everybody. All right, bye.